Some techie tips for travel. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Google is technology and trends expert Craig Ewer. Hi, Craig.
Hey Fred, great to be here.
Great to see you. And there's lots of planning underway for summer travel. There's a lot to keep in mind, prices, the real ID requirements. Yikes. What are some of the latest trends that you are seeing, the top questions people have?
Well, we've seen a number of all-time highs on Google this year in terms of search volume. So, Kids Passport saw an all-time high so far in 2025. A lot of people looking for international travel with their families. Also, couples trips. So, you've got families, you've got couples, both looking to travel. We've also seen that cheap summer vacations are one of the top trending types of summer vacations people are searching for.
Of course. And what about just coming up with ideas for travel? People think, yeah, I'd like to go somewhere, but I don't know where.
Mm. Well, with Google and a number of our tools, we make it really easy to get started with trip inspiration and really taking that next step on where you want to go. So if you actually just go right to Google and search for something like create an itinerary for Costa Rica for 4 days with hiking, you can get an AI overview right in search that gives you day-by-day plans for dining, sightseeing, activities. And we put all of that on a map, so it's easy to click around and you can check out all those details and read more.
So, what are some of the trending vacation spots? What are we seeing so far?
Well, we took a look at the top trending destinations that people search for on Google Flights. So, which places saw the biggest increase year over year? Domestically, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Billings, Montana, and Nantucket, Massachusetts all saw the biggest increases. So, a nice mix there of islands and more outdoor destinations. On the international side, Curacao and St. Lucia, both in the Caribbean, and then Osaka, Japan is trending this year for international flights.
That's interesting. And of course, some people may want to follow the crowds and some may want to avoid the crowds. So,
Exactly, exactly. That could be an indication of where to go or where not to go.
and people are getting comfortable using AI, I think, to help out. At least a lot of us are. Step us through a scenario maybe of how Gemini can be used in planning a trip.
Mm, right. So Gemini is our personal AI assistant, and it makes it really easy to do a lot of different brainstorming and having a conversation, can help you figure out what you want to do, where you want to go. So, for instance, you could say, I'm going on a road trip in California, and I need an itinerary that involves 3 different stops, and also show me some YouTube videos of what to expect along the way. So it's really easy to use. You can type and speak, as though you're talking to a human, and you'll get that advice right there. And another feature with Gemini that we think is really, really helpful for travel is called deep research. And this is now available to anyone who's using Gemini. And so with deep research, you can search for something like I'm traveling to Europe and I want to learn about the architecture in Paris. Gemini will then go ahead and search websites across the internet and pull all that information together in a comprehensive report in just a few minutes. And even better, you can turn that into an AI generated podcast. So you can listen to that on the go. Maybe you're on the way to the airport and you want to sort of immerse yourself in that destination.
Just terrific. And when you get to a destination, there's help with language translation too, right?
That's one of my favorite features. Google Lens is our visual search tool. So if you tap that camera icon wherever you see the Google search bar, that's going to open up Lens. And translation, as you mentioned, is one of our favorite features in there. And so you can point Lens at any language, over 100 languages, in fact, and it's going to translate that right before your eyes. So imagine you're at a restaurant, you're looking at the menu, or you're trying to translate street signs. It really helps reduce that language barrier.
We've been seeing lately in the news problems at some airports, Newark specifically, I guess. Can Google help people when they're planning things to try to avoid issues?
Sure. So anytime I go to the airport, I'm going to open up Google Maps. I'm going to check those travel times and traffic reports. You can say, hey, I need to arrive at this particular time, and then it will work backwards and let you know when you need to leave. So yeah, absolutely recommend checking that out.
And all of the questions surrounding the real ID that people may still have, things like that. You can find information as well, right?
That's correct. Yeah, the deadline is coming up, and people are trying to figure out exactly, what they need at the airport. And so, if you go to google.com/trends and enter real ID in there, you can actually see how that search interest is changing and spiking in real time.
Terrific. And of course, we're talking about planning now for the summer, but it's great for last minute stuff too, I think. If you want to go away for the weekend coming up.
Exactly. Yes, yes, no. And there's a great tool you can use within Google Flights to find some of those last minute deals. It's called the Explore map. And so rather than entering a destination, you can say, I want to fly from New York to anywhere. And that's going to open up this map that will display prices for flight deals around the world. And you can set a filter. You can say, I want to travel this upcoming weekend, or I want to do so on a budget, anything like that. So yeah, if you've got some free time and you're looking to get out of town, that's a great place to start.
Hotel prices are on there too, right?
Yes, so with hotel prices, we actually just introduced a hotel price tracking feature. So you've been able to track prices on Google Flights for many years, but now you can do the same for hotels. So if you go to google.com/hotels, you can enter your dates and destination, and then you'll see an option to turn on hotel price tracking. So we're going to monitor prices every day for you, and if there are price drops, we'll send you an email.
Sounds terrific. Craig
Yeah.
Ewer, thank you for spending time with us.
My pleasure. Thanks, Fred.